I see a lot of videos out there talking about buying this stock and selling that stock. That's the wrong approach for the vast majority of investors. And in this video, we're going to go into why not to be a stock picker. You and I are not Warren Buffett. He's got a superior track record, net of fees, over the course of 50 years. He's in a class of his own, and he's very, very rare. So you and I cannot do what Warren Buffett does. And we're probably better off buying some ETFs, rebalancing periodically, and then going to sleep. Most active fund managers who are actively picking stocks, they underperform the market net of fees. And this is backed up by data point after data point. Now, every now and then, the active approach maybe will outperform for a little while, but not for long. And as more and more people and talent enter the financial space, that outperformance becomes harder and harder to do. So the question that I have for those of you out there who think they know which stocks are going to do well and which are not going to do well is, how do you know? Right? Can you see into the future? And if you can do that, well, then that's fine. But for the rest of us, how would you know, for instance, that Amazon would go from $6 a share in 2001 to $3,000 split adjusted 20 years later? What if you had invested in one of their competitors that eventually went bankrupt? How could you accurately forecast over decades how the stock that you picked was going to deal with competition? The answer is you can't. And if anyone tells you otherwise, like you hear a lot of times, unfortunately, on some of these financial news networks, that they know that this stock is going to go to the moon, they don't know. I want to share a quick personal story with you that will probably illustrate the point even better. In 2014, I was 27 years old. I just left my full-time job for good, reached my point of financial independence, and frankly, I thought I was hot stuff, right? I'm 27, I'm financially free. I mean, you read about that kind of thing in some article or journal or whatever. So a few months after I left my job, I went to Omaha. Of course, I had heard of Warren Buffett at the time, and I thought to myself, BJ, let's go to one of their shareholder meetings and see if I can learn something. And I'll tell you what, within the first hour or so of listening to him, I was totally blown away. I just couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. The guy was quoting material from some of his annual letters over 10 years old. He knew the exact page number. He knew the exact paragraph. And I went to Omaha thinking I was amazing, and I came back truly humbled. And in fact, when I came back, I looked at my own track record, and I was a little shocked to find out that I probably would have ended up making more money buying a low-cost S&P 500 ETF than what I had done, actively picking stocks and all. So much for being hot stuff. So have some humility and approach the markets from the standpoint of, I don't know. And I think if you do that, you're going to have better results. I see lots of amateur investors. They take large concentrated positions in their portfolio in a specific stock. And then I watch them totally crumble when things don't go their way. Buying and holding an Amazon or an Apple for 20 or 30 years, you'd have to get lucky to do that. So a general rule of thumb that we have here at ConCap is that if we are to take positions in individual equities in our clients' portfolios, the total of those positions should not exceed 20%. So the rest of the portfolio is allocated, frankly, in very boring, diversified ETFs in different asset classes. I'd say leave the stock picking to Warren Buffett and people like him. He's good at it. There are not a lot of people who can do it like he can. So let them do that. Buying and holding ETFs might not sound like a lot of fun, but in my experience, it will probably make you more money than in actively managing your portfolio and constantly jumping in and out of individual stocks. Thanks for watching. If you like this content and found it helpful, feel free to share this with your friends and family. And don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so you get notified of new videos as they're released. And if you've made up your mind, you've decided you want to become a client and start on your road to financial independence, head on over to our website and fill out the requirements form. The URL is listed in the description below. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.